Today we talk to Don about his combination dinghy and life raft, the Portland Pudgy.
Man, I got a big dinghy, all I ever do is smile. Lord, I got a big dinghy, all I ever do is smile. Man who's got a big dinghy can go the extra mile. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm Captain Don Quackenbush, and this is my Portland Pudgy. They're made in Portland, Maine, and I use it as an everyday dinghy, use it all the time, but it's also my lifeboat. So if I ever was in a storm, I could raise my sails and sail away, and I don't have to worry about it deflating, plus all the gear in it is exactly what I want. I used to have a deflatable and a life raft, and this replaces both of them safely. It has a sail kit. The sails, the boom, sail, and mast are in here. These are the dagger boards and the rudder, so I can sail it. I can obviously row it. It's got oars permanently set up, ready to go, and also you can put an outboard on it and drive it around.
How fast does it move with the outboard?
It's a 5-knot boat is the way to look at it. It's not a planing hull. It's a 5-knot boat.
Yep, a true dinghy. What do you love about this boat?
Well, the amount of safety that it gives me versus an inflatable life raft that, first of all the gear that's stored inside here, the flares and the fishing gear, all that is stuff I put in it that's real quality stuff. Plus, it's not going to sink. A turtle can't bite it and deflate it and sink it. And it's with me all the time. And I use it every day so I know how to use it. I'm not trying to read instructions while my boat is sinking.
What don't you like about it? No dinghy's perfect.
Yeah, the thing that probably would be the biggest negative of it is when you tow it. For some reason it tows with a lot of pressure. I probably lose a half a knot towing it. And you have to get it set up on the wave just right and right at the right distance, or it really pulls hard. That would be the only negative I could come up with.
Yeah, I don't tow anyway, so right. I identify with that.
Yeah, I very rarely ever tow it.
How long have you had this dinghy?
Probably coming on 10 years now.
Okay.
So it's seen a lot of use. 6 months or 8 months a year for 10 years, every day.
I see some reinforcement back there. Is that something that had to be added, or did that come with?
The newer models, they've fixed that. The torque on an engine, in order to sail it, you need this piece in, and the torque on the engine was causing cracks in this corner. So the newer models, that's reinforced. But this is such an older model.
This is amazing, in good condition for a 10-year-old boat.
Yeah, I really beat the crap out of it for 10 years.
How do you store it on the yacht?
It just sits under my boom. It's 8 feet 8 inches, I think, and it fits perfectly right under my boom. So if my boat ever sank, I would just climb into it and let the boat sink away.
How many crew can you take aboard?
I've had 8 people in it.
Oh, wow.
I saw the test that they did. I think they put 1,300 pounds of concrete in it, lifted it up with a crane and dropped it, and it just made a big splash and didn't even go underwater.
Well, I see it's double walled, so it's got loads of flotation.
Can't sink it. It's
but
impossible.
Mostly, I guess it's you and your dog?
Yeah, well, I have people visiting me, plus groceries, plus gas cans and diesel cans, and I load it up, but it doesn't phase it. It's amazing. This right here is actually a diving ladder. You can climb aboard the side with full dive gear on. You can stand on the gunnel. It will not flip.
Oh, so it's even more stable than it looks.
Oh yeah, much more. It'd be really hard to flip this thing up. Very hard. But there's even handles in the keel that if you ever had to flip it upright again. But I can't imagine getting it there, how it would happen.
Have you owned other types of dinghies? Have you had a comparison?
Oh yeah, I've had the fold-a-boat, the port-a-boat, I've had inflatables, I've had rigid dinghies, fiberglass dinghies. The big thing is none of them last. This is polyethylene. I drag it up on the beach all the time. Even fiberglass, after a while, I find myself doing repairs. Wood, same thing. So I've owned pretty much everything, but this was the last purchase, I think.
Yeah, I know the aluminum doesn't last forever. Our last one only lasted 50 years.
Aluminum would be a different case. I had an aluminum 12-foot sea nymph that was indestructible. I use it at my marina. The only thing about it is it's so hard. This is soft enough when I bang into my boat and do things, I can't damage anything with it.
If you look at the other side of Temptress, we just repainted it. It's a disaster.
Yeah,
but
that
I
would be my
think I got fenders figured out finally after all
Actually,
these
the
years.
newer ones in this even have a big fender that actually fits on the boat and stays there permanently from bumping you from behind.
That is, you got to solve that first if you get a hard dinghy.
Exactly.
But it's worth solving.
Yeah, oh yeah. I wouldn't go without a hard dinghy ever again.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell how old cruisers are by what they have for dinghies.
Yeah. Do you have advice for anybody that might want one of these? How to maintain it? Things you wish, or things that have to be done periodically?
It comes in lots of different colors, and the only thing I would have done differently, it comes in like a yellow and a red and a green and a blue. I probably wouldn't have gotten white, because I think that in a really severe storm with a lot of white water around, it would make it harder to find. Whereas a yellow or something would have maybe been a better choice.
I think it's a really good idea. We have a friend who painted his dinghy orange. It's an inflatable, but he painted it orange because he lost it towing once.
Right.
And he couldn't find it, even though it was right around him somewhere.
As soon as there's white caps.
So we just bought a new aluminum ourselves, and we got a red one.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's visible, that you can find at sea. People would be amazed how hard it is to find things at sea sometimes.
Yeah, and a gray dinghy in the ocean. It's like, that's why they paint battleships that color.
Gray or white would be a mistake, for sure, no doubt.
I think you made a really cool choice. I personally need the plane. I need the range on the primary dinghy. But this is one of the really cool choices otherwise, and I love how this thing works as a life raft.
Yeah, it's got a fully inflatable canopy that I use all the time. I use it for all kinds of things. And if I'm getting groceries and it's raining, I put the canopy up. But because I use it all the time, I have I know how to use it. If I ever have to use it, I don't have to wonder how does this work or what line do I pull to make it happen. I use it every day, so it would be a very quick fix.
I loved your story that you came home with groceries and it was raining, so you turned it into a life raft.
Yep.
It's that simple to do. He's going to rig it as a life raft for us here a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll set it up.
The last question we always ask is, if you lost this one, would you buy another one?
Actually, yeah, I'm going to buy another one this year, I think.
Okay.
This one's got enough life on it. But you know, I work for the guy helping sell them, so I should have the latest, coolest thing, and this is not that. This is the new ones have LED navigation lights, and they have a foldable, rollable solar panel with a little battery, and they're turning into more and more gizmos all the time. This one has a full canopy with a Fiorentino sea anchor, everything you can imagine. But yeah, they're getting even more complex now. Gaff rig sails and all kinds of stuff.
I could see this being a really cool dive boat too, like you said, just everybody getting on the boat.
Yeah,
after
you can
your
climb aboard
snorkeling.
with all your
Sounds
gear
really
on.
easy, and you could put scuba tanks in
You
there.
unroll
all
this and
kinds
it's a ladder that goes underwater. A webbing ladder, and just walk up the ladder into the boat with all your gear on. It's really amazing. First time I did it, I didn't think this would work. I rescued a guy in Georgetown in the middle of the night, New Year's Eve, drunk, fell off his boat, and I heard him yell for help once as he went under, and I found him. I saw him go drifting by, and I got a hold of his hoodie and pulled him out. And I thought, you know, he's a 300-pound guy, and I'm going to try to pull him over the side of my dinghy. Not a problem. He came right aboard. Saved his life.
Step right on the seat.
Yeah.
Looks pretty
It's
sturdy.
indestructible.
All right. Wow, I can stand right here. Look at it. It's not moving at all.
Yeah, it's very, very stable.
All right,
You know.
point us around the boat. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so in here is all my life gear. I've got my life jackets in here, my flares, my radio, my batteries, my knife, my fishing gear, all that stuff's stored in this pocket here. Plus my bailer pump. If I ever get water in it, I can pump up. But all my gear's in here. All the things that I would normally have in a life raft, I keep in here. This section is sails, mast, boom, all the stuff that it takes to sail it is in this section, and it can be accessed through a waterproof hatch in the back. And this is the rudder and the two dagger boards that go there and there to set the sail kit up. And then, do you want to switch ends?
Sure.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, on this end, this is the inflatable canopy. You can manually inflate it. The Fiorentino sea anchor, the whole canopy sits inside here. When you use the canopy, it simply clips onto these places, front and aft, and then there's a center zip-in section. So when I'm traveling, I leave it inflated or deflated, laying there. If I ever need it, it just boom, stands right up for me whenever I need to use it. Hello, puppy. And on this side is generally things for my engine. I've got my oil in here. I've got some tools, spark plugs, you know, things for my engine. This is my kind of tool locker in here. That pretty much covers it. Now, the newer ones come with a complete bow protection, and you can get LED lights, you can get a battery, you can get a rolling solar panel. They all come with a compass, which actually I've used quite a few times. And it's pretty indestructible, pretty unsinkable and pretty indestructible. This is my Portland Pudgy, and this is my dinghy lifeboat.
Sweet. Let's get a shot of you too.
Is it something?
Yeah.
One of the things that it does is there's lifting rings all around the inside of the boat, all four corners. But if you ever were in a really extreme situation, you actually can wear your sailing harness in the boat, sitting in here, and you can clip into 4 locations. So I have a harness made that even if it gets tumbled end over end, I'm going to stay with the boat. So yeah, you can sail it, you can row it, you can fill the whole front with groceries and just let this fold down, keep your friends out of the sun. It's pretty convenient, lots of little gizmos.
And this dinghy could save your life.
Yes, it's a lifeboat that I can trust versus a life raft that I could never trust. Plus I use it all the time, so I'm familiar with how it works. I don't have to worry about reading instructions during my boat sinking in a storm. So, yeah,
great.
pretty simple.
Thanks so much for taking the time to set it up.
Anytime.
Set it up. It's cool to see it.
I'm on sailblogs.com. Just look for Fregata, Fregata.
Okay.
You'll see pictures of this and some instructions and all that stuff there.
We'll put links to how to buy one of these down below, because Don gets a kickback if you buy it through him. He's the cruising dealer.
Yep, I'm the world's only cruising dealer for Portland Pudgy. If somebody sees the demonstration and thinks they need to buy one, and
So if you buy one, mention Don.
give them my name. I'm Captain Don. This is my Portland Pudgy, my lifeboat dinghy.
Awesome.
And my dog.
Man, I got a big dinghy. All I ever do is smile. Lord, I got a big dinghy. All I ever do is smile. Man who's got a big dinghy can go the extra mile. You know what I'm talking about.